Hey, what's up, everybody?
I
What's
was
up?
close.
You're cutting it close,
It was
baby.
2 seconds on the screen
Oh
when I
my
got in.
goodness, what are you, a prima donna?
I hit the wrong button. Or I hit no button.
Hey, we got quite a few friends here, man. What's up, everybody? We live. One thing about going live is like any other show that's live, anything that can and will happen does happen. You're looking good there, buddy. He's playing with the camera. This
I was
is
going to
D.
flip it.
Flip it. Isn't that a rap song? Flip it, turn
No,
it,
flip it.
baby, flip it, go it, up a matic. Well, we can leave it like this for the time being until you flip it.
I was going to flip it and show it me because the other camera's better. Nah, God damn it.
What'd your power go out? What's up? This is D from Brooklyn. This is Don, New York Gold. Oh, look at you. Now I got to see my ugly mug on the camera.
Oh, beautiful. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Warren. What's up, Warren?
That's me.
What's up, Canasteel Valley Cichlids? What's up, everybody?
I'm on I got my son's laptop so I can see the chat. Oh, man, what did I do?
I got the chat going. Oh, I got questions about the Angels. We're going to ask questions about the Angels, too. I know that's a whole different topic. I'm going to try to stay on topic. You know I am. I'm hyper. I'm halfway down in my new ale here. This is no parental guidance suggested here, but tried something new. Pretty good. Nice. Long day at work. You know how it is.
What's that?
This is Victory. It's called Victory. And it's by it's placed by one of my sushi places that I go to. Is in a store next door. Something different, not the old same old humdrum.
I got Stella's and Bud Light. Nothing fancy.
I'm adventurous. So everybody, this is D from Brooklyn. It's Don of New York Gold. What you might not know is we are friends. We live both in Brooklyn, which shout out to everybody else in Brooklyn. We're going to talk to you today about running a YouTube channel. New York Gold YouTube channel. If you don't know about it, go check it out. I'm always shouting it out because I'm always promoting people that I know that know what they're doing. And this man knows what he's doing. Even if he thinks he doesn't, he's much better breeder than I am. Both keep fish. We both members of the Brooklyn Aquarium Society. Shout out Brooklyn Aquarium Society. There was something else that I wanted to mention in regards to starting a YouTube channel. Before we get into the actual discussion, I'm just going to say that the Brooklyn Aquarium Society is having an in-person meeting April 8th, the second Friday of next month. Check out our website, basny.org. I'm going to drop links to the website in the comments. It's been a while. All you guys that have been breeding fish out there, I know it's been stressful because in our meetings, we always have events where we auction fish, livestock, filters, tanks, everything. Well, we're doing it again next week, a couple of weeks away, not next week, but a couple of weeks away, April 8th. I got tanks. D will tell you I got a stockpile of fish food, equipment, filtration. So check out the website for more information on the location. I'm not telling you everything because I want you to go to the website while my man is flipping his lights on and off.
I'm just trying to make it better, that's all.
One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move. I know I shift my whole office around all the time. I'm kind of in like movie mode over here because the lighting from the tanks is so bright. We're going to get into that, but I'm going to stop blabbing. D, tell the people a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to go into why we do what we do and some of the issues that we run into when we do it.
Just think, I don't know what you mean. He's just a guy with fish tanks in his basement, breeding fish, going to clubs, meeting people like D, just trying to hang out with like-minded people, meeting them with your YouTube channel, meeting them in real life, going to these conventions, going to A&Es and stuff like that, doing the same thing pretty much everyone else in the chat and everyone else is doing, just trying to do something that You know, surround yourself with like-minded people. This way, no one has to hear me talk about fish and bore them to death.
For all you guys out there that like fish and find yourself at odds, maybe you go to work, maybe you go somewhere and you talk about fishing and oh, fish, like you feel awkward. One of the reasons, um, you know, one of the reasons I do what I do is because I like to share the information that I've been taught. Like there've been some great people, you know, Marty out there. Marty drive you nuts, but he knows a lot about fish. Rest in peace, Joe Graffinino, one of the best breeders that
Oh,
I've ever met in
we lost
Brooklyn.
a gem there.
Oh
That's gonna
man,
hurt the club,
really,
man.
we
That
lost.
hurts.
Yeah, we lost him last year. But that's one of the reasons why, I got into making these videos. I don't even know how many years it's been now. I looked at a video, said like 9 years. I don't even know if it's been that long. I don't think it's been, but one of the reasons I do this is because there's a lot of crazy information out there. When I started in the hobby, it was, I'm not going to say it, but there were no computers. I'm just going to say that much. Everything was book based, and it was a different circle. So we didn't have the resource of the YouTube channels and all the different social media outlets. So I started making videos because one of the guys that inspired me, and I'm going to ask you the same question. One of the guys that inspired me, New York Stilo, one of the first new YouTubers that I realized lived in Brooklyn, and not only lived in Brooklyn, but not too far from me. I never met him, but when I was like, "Hey, there's this guy making videos, and he's probably going to the stores that I'm going to and stuff like that," and I just thought it was just really cool that that we could share all this information, and that we met other people that, like, D said, lived in the area I lived, liked the stuff that I like, and we didn't feel crazy talking about and run into like 10 different fish stores that like we do. So
Hmm.
that's why I did it. And I don't even remember how we met. Was it at a fish show or was it at the club?
No, well, I watched your videos. I was a fan, of course, but then I guess you mentioned the Brooklyn Aquarium Society and stuff like that, and I always knew about it, but then I finally went, and then you were at the front gate, so I, started talking to you about that, and that's, I think it had to be at the, yeah, it was at the Brooklyn Aquarium Society.
And about 50 fish stores later.
Yeah,
Oh man, but
that's all good. It's all good.
so now one of the things I know we were talking about how how we make these videos and some of the issues that we run into. There's, of course, we have fish. I'm not showing my fish now, but I'll probably go to the decam in a minute and show my fish. But the fish shows, I had really never went to the fish shows because I felt weird going by myself until I met people like my man Mike from Mass Aquatics at fish shows, and Greg Jones, and we met at fish shows and things like that. But even looking at the what we need, like all you need is a cell phone now to film a video and to like what you do. I mean, if you don't like what you do, then it's going to be really hard to make a video. You don't have to be a pro, you don't have to be an editor. Um, I'm always busting my man's chops because no matter what we do, his video always looks better. Congratulations on winning another photo contest. I'm hating. I'm hating. But look at look at his photo and look at my video. My video, I got like all these cameras. My video suck. Your video is like 4 or 5K or whatnot.
Hmm. But it was in the advanced class, though. I wasn't allowed in the other one.
Oh, at the advanced class. I didn't make it to the advanced class yet, but
Yeah,
I'm
I think
learning.
you have to, have been published or paid for your work, or come in first in one of the prior contests.
Yeah. And what we're talking about is we're referring to the NEC's photo contest from the NEC evention that just passed. But the same thing, like, how do you set up? Maybe we should talk into, we say we both like fish. Um, we both met several people that are in the hobby already. Um, how do you come up with what you're going to video? Because a lot of people that I meet that want to make a video, or people that want to even take photos of the tank, find it hard to come up with content. Like, how do you come up with what you're going to put in a video?
I, I don't think anyone like ever comes up. You just kind of think you're doing something in the fish room, and you go, you know what? I should record this. Whether it's breeding or even siliconing a tank or something like that. You're always looking for content for your channel. And we were talking about this the other day, and when it comes down to, it's like, people was worried about stepping on other people's toes because, oh, remember I did the dollar store video, and you did it, but right in the beginning I said, hey, I'm still in this idea from D. This is a great idea. I'm doing
but I love it.
But everybody has so much, but that's what you have to do. I mean, it's impossible. There's so many things that have already been done. Like, everybody did an unboxing, everybody did every type of fish, but everybody's is different, and that's the thing. No matter what the idea is, even if it's somebody else's, it's going to be your twist, and that's the thing. And even if the idea seems like stupid and plain, it's all about the execution. Your job, as a creator now, is just trying to make the least boring video you can. You know what I mean? And then that's what's going to separate you from every other water change video. If you do it in a funny or just a entertaining way, you're gonna get the hits. You're gonna get more hits. You're gonna get more likes. You're gonna get more views. It's just gonna be more popular video if you execute it properly. And that's, I think, I think that's the whole point of this whole thing here. It's all the intangibles that go with it, but it's the execution that really brings you from a guy with a phone in his basement to like a creator and trying to really move forward with the page.
And it's funny because of course, we don't have a million followers. We're local guys making videos and having fun and doing what we do. And sometimes we'll be in a store. And you'll be like, D, you should be filming this like right now. And I'm like, I'm the last person. Like, when I'm looking at fish, I'll be so into what I'm looking at that I'll stop and say, okay, I'll film it. And or you go home after the fact and like, oh man, I should have filmed that and whatnot. But like you said, it's like sometimes you just sitting. I remember I made the video on the Apex, on the Neptune Apex, one of the earlier videos, because a lot of people didn't know what an aquarium controller was. I mean, I just thought, man, I don't understand this. Are there other people like me that don't understand what this is? And just sitting there and taking it, and then people ask questions. I was like, oh, good. I'm glad I made that, because there's a lot of people that didn't know how to program the pump to come on, or don't know how to like write code. I mean, I say, am I the only dumb one out there? Maybe you don't know how to get your Eheim started. That's another big one. Sometimes you just don't know how to get a filter starter or something simple like that. And you're
I still don't know how to start a canister filter.
I tell you, I struggle with it. I struggle with it.
Suck at the pipe, choke it.
But it's little things like that. And then when you make the video, it's like the satisfaction of someone saying, oh, wow, I saw your video. Thank you very much. I had the same problem. And it kind of keeps me like, okay, I'll make another one. Like the dollar store video. My daughter and I were actually watching YouTube, and one of the people that she watches was like, did you know that everything in this store you can get in the dollar store, and this store it's $4 and that store is $1? And I was like, you know what, that's a very good point. And we were literally, that was literally a daddy-daughter moment where we were laughing. And I said, I'm gonna make that video because I can get the same stuff here. And it's not to undercut anybody, but it was like, if you're getting into the hobby and you don't understand it, you're really not going to go out and run by like a $400 controller or like a $500 light or something like that. And then you need help. So, we're just showing people how to do what we're learning how to do at the same time. And maybe it helps them.
No, 100%, 100%. But, it's just, there's different, stages to it. Up until, I guess, recently, or even to this point, the fish room always came first, and YouTubing it always came second. So I would do something, and I just want to get it done. I have an issue. I just, I come home from work and I just do it. And then when I'm done, I'm like, man, that would have made a good video. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, sometimes it's hard to have a full-time job and think you're going to be a full-time YouTuber too. It's just,
Oh, this is true.
it's very hard to, you know, to be both. And, you know, it's nice to try it and give it a shot and set it up, and who knows where it goes. And I think it's a lot of fun. And for me right now, it's still fun. I enjoy creating the videos. I enjoy trying to get better. Or I always, when I'm at work, I'm always studying on how to do better B-roll, how to, you know, analytics. Oh, we can go for days on analytics. We have to talk about stuff.
You know the God's honest truth. I never look at the analytics. If I look at it once in a month or 2 months, I never really look at, which is probably bad. I mean, you got people at the, and I'll tell you, I know a lot of people. We both know a lot of people in the hobby. We know people with like, shout out to, you know, King of DIY, Joe Mullins, with, you know, 1.2 million followers, or you know, my Ryan Farmboy Roof has tens of thousands of followers, and these are just really nice guys that I enjoy talking to. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of work. I mean, when Ryan and I had the Reef Collective, he really showed me a lot of things that I didn't put that much thought into, and it's a lot of work. Like, you gotta want to like what you're doing, and don't expect to get rich. you're not making, I mean, I know people tens and thousands of, you know, of followers and subscribers. Don't think you're gonna get rich, and you got a lot of stress. It can be very stressful. You got people that are always gonna dog you. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this guy sucks," or "That guy doesn't know what he's doing," or whatever. You know how many guys we've been to shows, and I've seen guys that "Oh, your thing sucks," and then you see him in a show, and he's like, "Oh, wait, how you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, you're the same guy that said I sucked on the internet."
You're the guy that said that I should fucking stick a knife in my
You
throat.
know?
Yeah, there's a lot of that out there. That you have to have thick skin. But being on that point, you brought up Joey, you brought up the big dogs and stuff like that, and I drew a little chart. Actually, it's just a circle, just to kind of explain, because I don't know how to use words. I don't know. Can you see that?
A little higher. I got it.
All right. How's that?
Yep, perfect.
All right.
Looks like Pac-Man.
Yeah. Thanks. So,
I showed my age.
just say this was a pie chart, right? And from here to here, everything from that line to that line, this is all, you know, people vlogging, you know, equipment, not even like just like any kind of equipment, you know, toys, beauty crap, you know, outdoors. Like, YouTube is filled up. There's hundreds of millions of people and views in all this area. And this is probably a generous slice. This is probably smaller than this, that's filled up with animals and pets. And that's where we fall. So we're really not the same as these people. If a person's doing like vlogging, in the vlog pie, there's probably, I don't know, 300 million people looking to find vlogs to try to find the next Casey Neistat or whatever. But in here, this is the animals and pets. And if you take out dogs, cats, squirrels, pigs, and all the other crap, we're lucky if we're the black line. Do you hear me? Is this thing
Yeah,
off?
this is true. This is true, 100%.
So we are the thinnest part of this whole thing. So the more people we can get into this, the thicker we can make this line, then the more people we can get into that. And I know you get a lot of bashes. Oh, I hate Joey. I hate all these big dogs. It's the big dogs that bring the people into this line. And that's when people are looking over here for how to braid your hair, they're not going to say, "Oh, yeah, you know how to braid hair? You'd probably like to learn how to breed chords." It's not going to happen. You're not going to pop up on the analytics. You're dead, man. You know, so it's not just the big guys. It's you, it's me, it's everybody else. The more traffic we can get into this pie down here, then the more chances you have being seen. So if someone comes in, you know, you could hate Joey, but he's a big part of this pie. How many subs or how many views are because people found Joey's video and then you were selected, you know, on the side, you came up as a suggestion. You don't know. It could be 20% of your entire, you know, population of people on your page. So if you get better and I get better and Susie Q gets better, and everybody would know, thickens this line. The more traffic that Susie brings into this, the more traffic you bring into this. So you get these people, my videos are better than his, or I hate this guy, I hate that guy. You're making the line thinner. Everybody's going to help each other to thicken this line, because there's a lot of pie out there that's going to other people, and that's my little pie presentation.
And you make a good point there, because you said one thing, and I really liked it, and I never even thought of it as a question. When we look at people that are making videos, you got to realize that even when they have 1 million or 500,000, 50,000, 3 million followers, there are still over several tens of millions of people worldwide that are making similar videos or that are in the hobby. I mean, even when we turn on the internet and just search goldfish, you have people in Asia, you have people in Canada, you have people
we're
in
just
Florida.
a small percentage of that whole.
We're just a small pie. Up and shout out my man from Jamaica, fish keeping in Jamaica.
Mr. Raleigh, hello.
Even Jamaica, Caribbean islands, Mexico, Brazil. You have to look at what videos are out there and what do you have to add to it. And sometimes it's not even what you have to add to it, but is it relevant? I watched your video early this morning on the high door, the Higer, the LED light, the LED light strip. I've been looking at those light strips for a long time, and it's amazing. Not a lot of people made reviews of them. So when I saw your video, it was like, you know what? That's a great light. And somebody that may see 100 million views or whatnot may not have made that light video. So it's amazing that, there's a lot of product and there's a lot of YouTubers out there, but there's a lot of information that still hasn't hit the market. Even if you're just showing how the light works or how does it look on your tank? Maybe I don't know. Before I go and buy it, I just want to make a video how it looks on my tank. You're still a small piece of the pie. So when you work together, like when we work together, you come up with an idea all the time that I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't do that. Or I'll come up like, you know what? You bred this fish and nobody's ever bred this. Well, I'll just make a video on that. There's so much in working together that I'm surprised so many people don't do that.
Last week I had video ideas for Susie. Just popped in my head. I was driving the car and I wrote it down, and then I texted her the next day. Got an idea for you. And the next day, a logo idea came up for her. She's selling the mugs. And I forgot what it even was, but I made a logo for it and everything and sent it to her. I was like, yeah, I had this idea. I was thinking about it. She doesn't have to use it, but it doesn't hurt, ideas if they come from anywhere. It's an idea,
One of the good things also is you don't need a lot of complex equipment. We can get intimidated. A lot of guys out there that are like trying to start. And once again, we're not people with 5 million viewers. We're guys making videos about what we like. I always talk to my man in Jamaica because, some people love you, some people hate you. Some people love me, some people hate me. The guy is in a different part of the world. I just want to see what he's doing in his part of the world that I could do in my part of the world.
Yeah.
And that's where we come into the virtual meetings. I always nag him about trying to get into like a stream and doing something at the same time. Like, this is what I'm doing outside. He has his setup outside. I have my setup outside. When you work together, it can only make you better. So when you're trying to start a channel, you can always reach out to somebody that's already doing it. I mean, some people are willing to help. I'm always trying to help people. I work a lot with seniors, just with the computer, and reach out. It's not all about bashing. You can reach out to somebody. I know Scott said that he was like somewhere doing in the content creation phase of building his channel, and he can reach out to Don and say, you know what, I'm thinking of making this video. Why don't I run the idea past you, or even show it like, this is what I got. How does this look to you?
Yeah, it definitely. Even yesterday when I did that hiker video, I made 3 thumbnails, and I had to run them past somebody. It's just because it's my idea doesn't make it the best. So and then my son was like, "Yeah, those are garbage. You got to go with this one." So he was right. He was right. I got so tied up in the artistic part of the thumbnail that he said, just plaster the freaking name across the whole front instead of putting it in. It's not about your stupid camera work. It's about, and he was right. And in the end, it was a much better thumbnail.
And I'm always sending you thumbnails. I don't know what I'm doing. I just make what I like and I put it out there. You know how I am. I'm a Brooklyn boy. I'm like,
I know, but now that we brought it, it's such an important part of the video, and that's where your click rates come from, is those thumbnails. And if you put the time into the thumbnail and do it right, it could make or break a video, or really just send you to, it really changes everything.
100%. One of the things about that too is even people don't know how to make a thumbnail, or what is a thumbnail. I mean, there's a lot of apps, there's a lot of ways of doing it. There's a lot of ways of messing up. Like you say, you may make the same video and Joe Blow from Albuquerque or something makes it, his gets 50,000 views and yours gets 10 views. I don't make videos every day. I was talking to Rico. If you guys don't know Rico's Aquariums, we used to talk a lot more. We used to talk about, he's like, D, you make stuff when you make it, when you feel like making it, and I'm like, that's just me. And
there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has a channel for a different reason.
Yeah. And if that's,
like I said, I have a full-time job. I don't need another one.
And I'm always working. Sometimes I'm trying to get into a meeting and I'm still on my way home from work.
When was the last time you saw me on a Saturday?
We missed a lot of store tours.
We're working overtime like crazy.
One thing my man says, Jamaicans, though, being your own creative content creator can work for you or against you. It shapes your audience as they become a part of your channel. And you're absolutely right, because you're going to have your audience. You're going to have the people that relate to you. Some people just relate to who they like. They like the way things are explained. Or I've watched videos, and I'll tell you, the Neptune Apex, let's just use that for actually, I'm going to use the angelfish, because I'm always asking you about angelfish. I've watched videos on breeding angelfish that intimidated me from keeping angelfish, and I've been keeping fish for over 40 years, easy. And some of the ways that people explain it is so over, like they really don't get it into it. You will show, here's the fish, here's the little egg of I forgot the name of it, but the female fish's egg depositor, and I could see it right there, and I could see the tank right there, and that makes me say, oh, I could see it. It's not as difficult as I'm making it out to be. And I relate to you, you know what I mean? And it's being relatable, seeing who is on your channel, getting them to comment.
The only things that are hard are the things you don't know. You know what I mean? Once you figure it out, you figure it out. And just same thing. And both of us, everybody's trying to figure out how to. We're at the point where we're just trying to get our content in a not boring and just execute it well, the best we can execute it. And it's going to take forever. It takes a long time. They say if you started a YouTube channel from scratch, you're nothing until you hit 52 videos. You don't even have like the analytics to show what's going on or whatever. And it's like, and 52 videos is a lot. And that's where you learn. But your job, like you said before, if I put a video out and it got 5 views or 10 views, and some other guy put the same video out and got 50,000, my job, if I want to get better, is to watch his video or her video and say, what the hell did they do different? When I look at, to some people that they're so bent on hating other YouTubers and stuff like I hate Joey. You know what, jerk? The guy has 1.2 million followers, whatever it is. Just watch his videos to see what he does. He's constantly changing camera angles. He's constantly changing the tempo of the video. He's the only guy that he puts a video together 12 minutes. And you're like this. He's not. I was like, what are you kidding me? And everyone's on the bash bandwagon. You don't have to bash him. You don't have to like him. But damn, you can learn a lot from this freaking guy, Corey, to all the big dogs. They're doing something right. If you're sitting there like me with 1,200 freaking subs or whatever the hell it is, and going, "Oh yeah, this guy, my stuff is," but you're wrong. It's not. It's not. He puts a lot of work in this. You can tell there's a lot of different camera angles and everything, and he's come a long way. He look at his first 52 videos.
And you're right about that, because we met him.
Apples and oranges.
He spoke at the club. We
He did.
talked about how he went from the beginning to where he is. He put a lot of work in and made a lot of mistakes. He'll say he made a lot of mistakes that as he went on, he said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to film it this way." Or instead of me trying to hold the camera, I get a tripod. Or it doesn't just happen. You don't just wave a magic wand and get a lot of followers. Corey, makes a lot of videos. He also volunteers with his local club. What's up, JCS Reefing? He volunteers with the local club. One of the things I remember JCS Reefing, we were talking about people showing their tanks. Some people just want to show their tanks. And I was like, Ryan and I were talking like, let's just have episodes where dudes share their tanks and we look at each other's tanks and like, oh, do you know how to figure this out? It takes a lot of work to build your channel, but you got to build your audience.
It's true. And since you hit on that, I really need to talk about analytics for 2 minutes.
Hit me.
And this is, YouTube has changed. They used to tell you just post 2 videos a week. If you could do 4 a week, it's even better. And just fill your freaking cache with things and just put videos out there and advertise them all over the place, stuff like that. But the powers that be changed the rules and changed the analytics. And now it's completely different. And now if you go, can you see me now? Are we back?
Yep.
So
I'm putting you mainstream.
Got a chart right here, and this is time. So what happens, you do a video on a Hager light, and everybody starts here. This is 100%, and this is the 30-second mark. This is the 1 minute. This is the 1:30, and blah, 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 down the line. So what happens is, in this, they'll even put this first 30 seconds, it'll be like grayed out or blued out, because that's important. So what people will do is they'll go to your video and you'll see those analytics and they dive right in the beginning. And then they'll stay up here, and then right about the end, so here's the end, they'll die again. And that's what a lot of people's analytics will be looking like. Some people just drop right off. So they want this retention rate in the first 30 seconds to be high, to be like 60%. Which if you go into analytics and look at those videos and you're not getting this, YouTube doesn't like that. It's not so much the amount of views you get, it's the retention rate of the viewer. You understand what I'm saying?
Correct.
So now the new thing is, everything used to be, remember those goofy intros? Hey, what's yours again? Shark bait. Ooh, ha, ha, blah, blah, blah. So what happens is people go here. All of a sudden you start shark baiting. They're like, click. I'm not here for that. You said, I'm going to teach you how to reseal a fish tank. They want to see that. So what happens is they'll either skip to that part or they just click out because they don't have no time for it. So now the new thing is no intro. Out with the intro. And then at the end, when you get here, and I always do this all the time. I'm like, oh, well, thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for and then what happens, people go, he's done. Boom, gone. So now your intro's gone. Forget about it. And instead of saying, so long, everybody, have a nice day, the, what's it called? End screen. So you did it. No, the end screen. You did a video a week ago about, you did the resealing or something, when you found the 10-gallon tank that you resealed. And you say, oh, you see this 10-gallon tank I resealed? I found it. Go to this video to see where I found it. And then they click on that video. And now YouTube sees, oh, viewer A clicked D's video here. And then he clicked D's video here. And now that's what they want. They don't want the one click. They want the binge. And that's
Yeah.
what you want. And that's now, once you get one binge, now you get selected in those boxes on the side. You know what I mean? Now 3 or 4 D videos will come up. And now they go, oh, I like this guy. He's pretty funny. Let's see what he's got going on here. He's got some saltwater fish. Oh, he's got a reef tank. Let's check that out. They're looking for that binge. So they want this 60% up front, and they want you to link somebody to another video before you give them your big goodbye speech. As a matter of fact, no goodbye speech. Just say, hey, if this video, and shit, try this one. And then you can say goodbye. But it's that pin, it's that link right there is what YouTube is looking for. So if you throw videos up and you got, I don't know, I did 6 in the last 2 weeks. If you're getting one and done clicks, it's nothing. You don't even show up on their radar. It's garbage to them. It's nothing. They want this link and they want quality, and you are responsible for the quality. If these people are dropping out and they get bye in the first 30 seconds, it's not YouTube's fault. It's 100% the creator's fault.
Well, let's talk about something else, because you make a good point. We were discussing something related to that the other day, and that is the taglines and the hashtags. What makes you searchable in the analytics? Now, we were talking about what makes your video show up when someone says angelfish, right?
Yeah.
Or angelfish breeding, or black angel, or koi angel. Like some people,
you try to make a title
that is very relevant.
That's what someone would actually type into Google, because Google search and YouTube search is.
And for those that don't know, hashtag.
Hang on 1 second.
When we go into being searchable, while he goes and makes an adjustment, some people just never put anything in the taglines, and the taglines are important. As you mentioned, just the title of the video. If you're making a video on breeding clownfish should obviously be in the title. Some people try to come up with a fancy title. Oh, this is my clownfish, but it doesn't have the keywords or breeding or the taglines.
That's where people don't. You got to understand your boss. If you're a creator and you intend on getting paid, your boss is YouTube. Everyone sees it as a platform for you to put your creative genius. I'm a brilliant YouTuber. I created this video about a dead fish. I'm going to put it here. Me. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the viewer. YouTube doesn't care about you. YouTube, just their customer is the viewer, because their advertisers that pay them are looking for customers. They're not looking for creators. Creators don't pay them, but they want to link the viewer with good creators. It's not about the creator at all. And the number one thing you got to remember is YouTube, even it's a few things, but its main thing is it's a search engine. It's no different than Google and Yahoo.
Like Google.
It's a search engine. People are going on there and going, how do I fix my brakes in a 2002 Volkswagen Jetta? That's what they're using it for. Most people are looking for, and it's over 75% of people looking for some kind of help, or something, trying to learn something and figure something out. So if you title that clownfish video, how to keep clownfish videos, because that's what people are typing in the Google searches, and that'll get you much more traffic than just saying clownfish video, or my clownfish, or this clownfish, or certain kind of clownfish. And so what I would do is, like, I would go to Google and I would type in how to keep clownfish for beginners, just say. Bing. Great title. Pretty much what everybody that never had a clownfish is going to type in. So right there, it's huge. So when you type it into Google and you scroll down, there's a whole bunch of other titles of things other people have typed in that are very similar. What type of clown is good for me? How big do the clownfish get? But so what you do is you cut and paste those and you put them in that those tags. You know what I mean? You know how
Yeah.
underneath on the first
Into the
page you fill those
tagline, yeah.
tags in. You don't just put in clownfish, fish tank. You cut and paste those things, even if it has nothing to do with your video. How do you breed a clownfish? Throw it in there. What's the worst that could happen? You'll get suggested. You know what I mean? Throw it in. All those things. And just I put them all on the tags. And whatever YouTube, whatever the most popular thing is that people are
Will
searching,
grab you. They'll pull
they
you
go
right
right
to
into
the
the tags, right into the tags. And
And-
then I was telling you, I think I told Susie too. She didn't know. When you write your description for your video, and you say, this video is about a clownfish. His name is George, and I feed him flakes. If in the very last sentence, you're allowed 3 tags. You write hashtag clownfish, hashtag deep from Brooklyn, hashtag Brooklyn Aquarium Society. Now, when you post your video, when the title comes out, how to keep clownfish for beginners, those 3 blue tags will be right above it. And I know you've seen them on some videos, but I never knew how to do it. But I figured it out, and now that's how you do it. And it's just one more thing. You know what I mean?
I'm still
one more
learning.
thing.
And like JCS Reefing was mentioning, yeah, the titles of the videos, as we mentioned, are important because the titles are what make you relevant. I mean, all of that makes you relevant. Like Don said, if I'm looking for a video on how to tell a clownfish from a whatever, then the title should be how to tell a clownfish from whatever. Or if you're trying to fix your brakes on your Honda Accord, how to fix Honda Accord brakes.
That's it.
You know, sure.
Yeah, when it comes to that, thumbnails and titles will make or break you. If you get those right, you can have a garbage video. But what's going to happen now is if your video is complete trash, you're going to have a great thumbnail, you're going to have a great title, you're going to get tons of traffic, but that analytics chart I showed in that 30 seconds, you're going to get that huge drop, and then they're going to say, you know what, 100 people came here today, and 80 of them dropped out in the first 30 seconds. I'm not recommending this video to anybody. So that's where the execution comes in. You can put all this work into a thumbnail and thinking about titles and taglines and everything, and then you produce this crappy product, and you know YouTube's not looking at those clicks anymore. They're looking at the retention rate.
Yeah.
And you got to hold the people. Take those intros, forget it. Put your intro somewhere else. It's over, Johnny. Those days are over. Even me, I'm like, hey, welcome back to New York Old.
I like your intro though.
Well, the thing is, and that's the thing, even if you made the snappiest, coolest logo with a freaking hit song and everything like that, Raleigh's going to look at your video and he's going to say, D, I love that intro. He's going to type it out in big capital letters. I love your intro. But tomorrow or the next time he sees it, he's going to say, I saw that already. I saw that already. The fourth time, he's just going to fast forward through it. As cool as it was the first time, it's just not cool after after 10. So, and then you have to, you have to keep your core in mind, because that's what you built. Those people that you always see in the comments, that's what you're doing the videos for. The people that you don't know yet, they're gonna have to figure you out. So you just keep doing for your core, and you know those that's your audience, and that's what you're making the videos to. And then when they have suggestions, or this guy has a tank like that, that's what you have to aim. And we're lucky because we know what the niche is. We do fish.
And you talk to your people, and people will
anything
tell
fish
you.
related. So a lot of people are like, I want to start a channel, but what should I do? I'm into gardening, but then I like monster trucks. But, it's the hard part is over for us. The good thing is we know what we want to do, fish videos. The bad thing is the amount of people on YouTube that are looking for fish videos is very slim. There's not much meat on that bone. You know what I mean?
and you know what? And you know what's funny? Once in a while, even now, I'll search something, and I'll find somebody way across the world, like in Sri Lanka or somewhere, that he might not have any following where he is, but in the States, he's got everybody's following. like he may not know his core is what it is, because in Canada, we don't do the same thing. They don't do the same thing that we do in the States. So searching for it, he may be trying to reach people in Canada, but he's not reaching them because they don't have this type of store. They can't get an Arowana or whatever the case is. Like if I can't buy a certain thing I'm not expecting to get that many people if it's not something relevant. Um,
Yeah.
one of the things FKJ says, Fish Keep in Jamaica, he says, um, including the description. Not a lot of people used to look into the description. You do have a lot of leeway in what you put in the description, because when
Oh yeah,
somebody says,
definitely.
"How do I
That
set
helps.
up a 10-gallon tank?" They may look, "Oh, I'm going to tell you here's the pieces or here's the components. Like here's the list of supplies. Before you watch the video, here's the list of supplies, and I'm going to show you what you like baking a cake. First, you want to see the ingredients, and then you want to see somebody actually cook it."
Yeah, true. Let me. Dream Fish Keeping he wants to know if we talked about shorts at all, but we might as well bring it up since he talked it. And when it comes to shorts, the simple thing is, I mean, you can make them 15 seconds, or you can make them 30 seconds. There's a button on your the short part.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the 15, it turns to 30. Blah, blah, blah. Of course, you have to use the straight up and down format, and
Yep.
it's
It's a
the
commercial.
shorts. Shorts are YouTube's answer to TikTok.
Yeah.
They're trying to compete with TikTok with that. The pro for it is if you do something, if you happen to catch something really cool or funny or something like that, and you put on a short, you got a good chance of it catching fire and going viral. But just
Knowing
say
what's going to
you
go
got
down.
guppies, just pooping out babies and stuff like that, and you get the clearest video ever, and it's just fantastic, and it catches fire, and everybody's watching this thing, and you get, I don't know, just say you get 1 million hits. None of them count towards your page.
Nah. Those
Short
are basically
short hits don't
promos.
count, but something like that, and that's basically what you're doing with a short. You're trying to drum up business for your page, of course,
Yeah.
but if you do, lightning does strike you short, you're not going to get anything for it. It doesn't count towards your view
But
count, but you can pull
they
subs in and views to your channel.
but shorts I find are very good. A lot of kids I work with a lot of kids. One things that the shorts are very good for is reaching people that you might not reach, because it goes out in a blast to everybody. People
Yeah,
that even aren't into fish, this may see, oh, there's a guppy pushing a basketball or something. Oh, let me check out this guy's
yeah,
video.
yeah. You
Like,
don't
oh,
know if
I
you're going
never
to come
saw
up.
this
Like
guy.
it's just like TikTok. Once you get into the shorts world, you can just scroll through them like just pages and pages and pages of shorts. So to put them on there to get people, and it probably makes sense for older guys like us because, I don't know, if you look at your analytics, you probably the gender is probably like between 40 and 60 that people are watching your channel. Because I know that's the bulk of the people that have watched me. But if I make goofy shorts, I might be able to pull a younger audience in
Mm-hmm.
if I wanted to play that game. If I had actual time to do this crap. But I really want a bunch of hooples in my chat, breaking my balls.
They're commercial. You know what it is? At the end of the day, we are amateur photographers to an extent. We are people with a device, and we're shooting video and we're trying to put it together and put it out there. Now, shorts, I'll tell you, people that are just starting out, and by no means are we like George Lucas or something. We're not professionals, but the reason I'm bringing it up is I could see my buddy from Aquatic, his fish channel, and what's up, man? I always watched his videos because as he went further and further, his quality got so much better and better. Um, I was like, wow, this guy, I could see the progression, but first you got to get the following.
But some guys,
And and
did you
that's where the
watch Dream
shorts come
Keeping
in.
Fish yet? What is the name of it? Yeah, Dream Fish Keeping. I was on his channel the other day. I commented, and he's got the hard part down already. His editing is smooth. It's like he really got a good mix of like vlogging and fish keeping,
Content and the
but
method.
it's smooth. The music comes in at the right time. It's money in the bank. It's like he went to freaking film school. He's almost cheating. You know what? You're banned.
Well, you have really talented people out there.
So
Let me tell you,
and
we have a lot of talent. We have very talented people that don't have the followers. That's
it's
another
true.
thing.
It's true.
Before
But like,
before I get into the because I'm not skipping you. I see your questions out there. We were talking about editing. I'm not gonna skip you, Scott. I see you there. But there's a lot of talented people out there. I've seen amazing, not even TikTok videos and shorts, very amazing shorts, but they just don't choose to make content. They just rather
yeah,
just 10 seconds, boom, boom, boom. This is what I like. And I just that's all I want to do, because it can become work. And anybody that has been doing creating YouTube videos for a duration of time, and you get 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 50,000 followers, it becomes a job. And I'll be the first to say I have seen, I have been, I'm gonna say I know a lot of people. We both know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that said, D, I love you. I'm not making no more videos. They just burn. Like, you can
And,
burn out because
and that's 100%. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful what you wish for. Because right now, if you wave the magic wand and says, "Here's your, 100,000 sub button," and here's your audience, now what? Wait, well, now I can do. No, come on, man! I'm just doing once a week videos out of my basement, if I
I,
even do that much. So you got to be careful what you wish for. It's a real thing, and like Jenny the goldfish girl. I mean, I know she had her issues and stuff like
yeah,
that.
but
She had to
it was
shut
with
the
a
whole
lot of
thing
pressure.
down, and
Yeah,
she was a monster. She was like the biggest goldfish page. She
dude,
was
that
probably
was
number two with number three, and
solid gold. Yeah, solid gold was huge.
yeah, she was
Solid
big
gold was a
and
huge.
just. Mm,
Content is a thing, especially I talk a lot about the saltwater hobby. I got saltwater tanks, freshwater tanks. How many times can you take your tank apart and put it back together just to make content? I've always joked with people because I could see where it's going. Like when you're in the hobby, let alone not really making videos,
mm,
creating content, you hit the point where, well, how many times can I change the light on my tank? Or I got two tanks. Do I build another tank just to create content? Well, I got a 200-gallon tank. Let me just do the 500-gallon tank build. It's like, then all of a sudden you're in the hole because
Nobody
let's
said it
be
was easy.
honest, we can't
Yeah.
always afford to maintain tanks of X size, but we may
Oh,
be doing it
mhm.
to create content. And then all of a sudden the tank crashes and you don't see the person on the internet no more. And you're like, well, whatever happened to that guy? Well, maybe he had to move and he couldn't take the tank with him, or maybe he lost his job and he couldn't take care of the tank. Real life things happen. So when you have put the to put yourself, the best thing I would say to be short, create a schedule. Look at how much time you have, whether it's cleaning your tank, if that's the time of day you have to make videos. You got to take a real look at how much time you have, because marriages get in the way, kids get it. I'm going to say get in the way, but you have a family, your wife wants to spend time, you're in the basement making videos for like 4 hours. I
Yeah,
mean,
and look, nobody said it's easy, but if you want to do it, you know, you, every we could sit here and just come up with excuses all day why we can't do it. But you know what? We're doing this right now because we didn't come up with excuses. You know what I mean? So we're doing a live stream. So it's it's not easy. It's hard to find the
not
time.
easy.
But if you want to do it and you make a go at it and just try to keep it rolling and stuff like that. I mean, it's nice to see your success, and it's nice to see it's not, especially in the beginning when you put a little effort like this. I set like a record. I did 4 videos this month, and my like subs are up like 108%. It's like you can actually see results. Not that it's a big deal. It's only like but it everything's up. You know what I mean? Everything's higher than normal. Everything's going the way you want to go. So if you put the effort in, it does. It does pay back. You get stuff, and
Oh,
just like the video I just did, I'm a ding dong little channel with 1,000 subs, but Higer reached out to me and said, "Hey, pick something from our website if you need it, and then do us a favor, do a video on it." Sure, send me a light. I need
and
a
let
light.
me tell you, we're
Did a
we're
video on
all
it.
we're all ding dong little channels at some point or another. We're all little. I mean, there's no such thing as a little channel, because there's one person out there that just bought that higher light and they was like, oh man, this is only video that he actually shows what it looks like on that size tank. Oh, I can use it for that fish. It's always um like my man says, build that following and look at the interest that you build with the content. Some people like only build how-to videos, like whether it be fish tanks, furniture. um I'm a big garden guy. My yard isn't the best looking yard in the world, but I love gardens and I love to see people that I'm tired of seeing people in like Florida with gardens when I'm in New York and it gets 10 degrees on a good day. So build your following based on what you're good at, and then ask your audience. You can always reach out to your audience. do you keep guppies or what? One guy says, "Oh, I bought those. What the hell is the lights that I have?" And I says, He says, "I don't have no idea how to program it." That whole video was me saying, "Here's how you program how to your spectrum." The company didn't even have a video or instructions on how to program their lights. I felt that really interesting, but 40,000 views later, the company was like, you know what? We want you to do this, but we don't want to pay. We want you to do this. But I'm like, you're making a product and you don't even know how to address your audience. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
sometimes just being blunt, straight to the point, and keeping it simple and keeping it short. That's the other thing. I'm guilty of making longer videos because I want to tell so much, and I'm just a natural quiet person, as you can tell. I'm a natural runner off with information, but keeping it short is another thing that I noticed YouTube analytics is looking at. The length of the videos, and like you said, how long you can keep the attention. If
Right.
if a person just wants to see programming that light, but you're showing the unboxing, you're showing what the plug looks like, you're showing how big your tank is, you're showing, and that we don't see the light actually on the tank until X time, then you probably may have lost 10 minutes of the 15 minutes of your video, where your video could have just been 5 minutes. Here's the light, turn it on, boom, boom, boom,
Right.
boom.
I that's what I went and looked at other people that did the videos, not just Higher lights, just light videos and stuff like that, trying to get ideas what to do and stuff like that and everything. And I got to say, a lot. I'm like, fast forward, just like, and the guy's like, he grabs the box and he's like, oh look, the box is open.
It's
Here's
got
the
paper in
here's
it.
the, and it's like, I know what's
You
in
don't
the
care.
box. There's a light in there and there's a plug. Stick it. It
That's
has,
what I loved. I love
and
that when
so
you
I
see
was just
that.
like, I don't want to do that. So I'm like, look, I'm just going to explain how and why I got the light, yada yada yada. Do a little,
I
hip hop
loved it.
this, zip that. Blah, blah, blah. I did my fancy. You see how I edited that? Here you go. Anyway, so I just tried to make it interesting,
Oh,
not
I loved
boring.
it. I
It's
loved it because
the best I could.
you people that don't know Don is Don's own worst critic. Don will look at his videos and
Forget it.
say, "Oh man, I went too long. I hate that. I don't like it." But I'm like, "No, no, no. I like it, but you can only change it to what to progress on your own, to make if your target is to do all of that in 10 minutes, and then you say I can do it all in 6 minutes or whatever, and get to the point, that's bravo. But everybody starts from somewhere.
Well, remember I said the rules changed. YouTube, remember they were shoving the 10-minute videos down people's throats because that's what
Yeah.
they wanted,
Now they
because they
want it
wanted the view
shorter.
time, but they realized with the people weren't watching. Everyone
Uh-huh.
was dipping out. Everyone was dipping out. So then they shortened it to like 8 and stuff like that. Now they're really not even that interested in the one video. They're more interested in linking videos together. So if you make 2 3 minute videos, but they watch another one after that, another one after that, that's and then if a guy watches your video and then he watches how to fix brakes video and so on, how do you advertise to that guy? If he watches your videos 3 times in a row, all right, we could put some goldfish videos on him. We could put some fish tank. We could put a higher light video on him. They can advertise to you because you're not all over the place. So they want that. They encourage people to string videos back to back to back because now you know what your audience likes. It's
Yeah.
like, do I sell this guy plants or does this guy sell this guy brakes? What else this guy want? He's out of his mind.
And
You know,
how many hits do we have on each? The one with the most hits is going to be like, well, I need to cater to those people.
right? But
And that's going to bring us right into the next thing, because we're hitting that hour mark, but I'm going to close with the next thing. And how do we edit videos? How do we edit the videos? Do you do Sometimes I shoot a lot of short excerpts and then I put them together, or I shoot a long one and then I cut it down. I mean, let's talk about how we edit. And I'm not going to really touch on the software itself. I know, Scott, we were looking at he wanted to talk about the software. For the iPhones, I use both the PC and I use the Apple platform. Both of them are very good. to each his own. But first, let's start with how we edit. How do you shoot your videos?
Do you really want to talk about this in the last minute? This could be the whole hour. Really, we should have Dream
That
Fish Keeping on with us. He's a good editor. You can tell by his work, and get another point of view in here. Because really, I mean, we could probably do an hour just on that. And I know he
then
would
you
probably
know
too.
what? We're gonna do just that.
Let's do it.
Shoot a bullet out to him. We can get him on the show. I'm gonna create a pie chart because I'm jealous because you're the chart man. Interest
Like
in
my chart with my chart.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where's my marker? I'm gonna make a pie chart. We're gonna cut it short because I'm not gonna run into a whole hour. But
It's too much. It's too much.
we're gonna come back at another time. Maybe we'll shoot something Thursday. We'll see what our schedules are like. We're gonna talk about editing videos. The most important things we really touched on: the content, liking what you do. It's not overthinking it. Keep it the KISS method. My old buddy always said the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
I wanted to talk about because editing is one thing, but like a lot of times I shoot with the edit in mind. So I think it has to start there. I think it has to start with the shooting in order to go into editing. Some people like to just sit there and let it roll, man. And then they have one long thing and then break it up. Others, like myself, I like to do pieces. I do pieces over here. I do my B-roll piece. I try to do it in order because when I bring it in and
I piece it together.
The same thing multiple times. Everybody has a different, and I would like to get more than two, inputs on this. And I think that's a key part too. Before you get to the editing process, it's the shooting and the lighting and everything. That comes first,
setting it up. We didn't even talk about the equipment. That is going to come into the whole editing episode, setting it up. What was that?
We didn't talk about gas.
The gear.
Gear accumulation syndrome.
You can go way overboard or you can shoot with what you got. There's both ends of the spectrum. I mean, you got clarity. Look at your laptop. Look at my laptop. My laptop's probably 8 years old. I don't even know. But I have about a dozen cameras here, which is amazing that I don't use them. I use this because I'm comfortable with it. But gear makes a difference. If you're shooting a fish tank, you would be well off to have a tripod, something that you could sit still. I actually ended up getting a tripod with a remote so I didn't spook the fish every time I tried to film them. But that can be a whole episode in itself.
We could do there's gear, there's shooting, there's editing, there's a lot of blocks to this building, and we just hit like two of them. You know what I mean? There's a whole building of blocks, and we talked about 2 bricks.
So you know what? We could wrap it up here and do that for another time. As people already giving me the signal.
All right, Dream Fish Keeping. You got to post your name in the thing, so this way we can talk to you like a person.
D from Brooklyn. D from Brooklyn at Gmail. D from Brooklyn.
No.
I mean, email me.
Oh, okay.
We want to bring him on.
He said the same thing. We're gonna. I'm just trying to get his name so we don't have to call him Dream Fish Keeping. It's too much for me to say. I can't even read it. So we'll shoot you email. You come on here, and then we'll talk. We'll give you I guess it'll probably change from now until we do this, but we'll talk about editing,
gas,
shooting.
What did
editing,
you say?
shooting, gas. When you fought gas. GAS. Gear accumulation syndrome.
Oh man.
Everybody gets gas.
I have so much stuff. You wouldn't believe. You see, I mean, at the end of the day, my man says it the right way. The key is to make it easier for yourself. Work smarter, not harder. 100%. I tell kids that every day. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. There is some good gear out there that's very inexpensive. And that angelfish video, remember I did from fry to flakes, from eggs to flakes, the whole thing? That entire video, front to back, was done purposely with my phone. Only my phone. I have point and shoots. I have DSLRs and stuff like that. I shot that entire thing with my phone, and I wanted to make a point of it, and I forgot to say it in the video, so nobody knows. I forgot. But I'm an idiot. I gotta tell you.
It happens. You can only do this so much.
Now 3 people now.
Why are there so many people?
All right, so we're gonna cut it off right here. This was like a demo. This was like a demo for us because we got a lot of people jump from here to there, and some people came and left and came back. One of the things we were just talking about, just making a video. We live really close to each other. I was like, man, we just need to make a video talking about, how we do this. And there's so many people that don't want to start because it's intimidating, and it shouldn't be. I mean, it's just like keeping fish. You could spend $1,000 on a tank and kill a fish, and some people spend $10 a tank and raise beautiful fish and breed them and everything. It's just once you know and you share what you know or ask questions, it becomes easier. You make it easy for yourself. You don't need $10,000 worth of equipment. You do need to know a little something. Sometimes you just need to ask for help. I'm always asking for help. Sometimes I don't take it, even when I ask for it.
You're a terrible photographer, Dick.
I am terrible, man. Oh, that was the best. The NEC was the best. I listened to a rag on those photos, and I was like, that's my photo.
I was like, that's got to be Dave. It's too blurry. It looks like he shot it through Vaseline.
What's that thumbprint way in the corner? I was like, yeah, they cleaned the glass.
Is that his finger?
Is that my finger? My thumb is in the middle of. No, next year, if you guys don't go to the NEC, take part in the NEC convention, my photo is going to be the one with the thumb in front of the fish. I'm going to put my thumb in it on purpose. Just so
next year we're gonna get together and we're gonna
teach me
shoot your fish with your gear and your stuff under my tutelage. We'll get some lighting, we'll get some stuff, take a series of shots, and I'll even edit it for you. And then we'll send it in and see what happens.
2-time award winner, advanced category.
No, the first one was
category.
The first one was beginner.
But you're in the advanced now.
And now I won the advanced. Yeah. First and third.
Category winner. Always willing to teach. I'm trying to learn. So with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Jake, thank you, Jake, for leaving your name in there so we don't have to call you Dream Fish Keeping. Dream Fish Jake, write that down. Jake, we got to have Jake on here.
I'll write it down on the gas.
Jake. We're going to talk about editing. The next episode in this, we're going to probably shoot for Thursday. If it's not Thursday, I'll post in the comments when the next video will come out, yada, yada, yada. We're going to talk about editing. We're going to talk about shooting it, and we're going to talk about gas, the equipment that we use to make the video. So until next time, thank you guys for joining us as we ramble on. I appreciate it. Check out New York Gold's Fish Channel. Check out the Brooklyn Aquarium Society Fish Channel. If you're here already, if you're not, check out D from Brooklyn Fish Channel. Sharing is caring. That's that exit that we don't care about, that I'm always giving anyway. the outro. But I'm not even going to bother with outro. I'm just going to say we out, and that's it, man.
Out with the intro.
We're out in the broadcast. Look at this. See you, everybody.